Hi there, everyone. This is Annalise Borges, and I am right now at the site of that explosion. Um, this is exactly where the strike hit this residential building. We are in the northern suburb of Kiev, in a northern suburb of Kiev, a residential area. A couple of meters from here, I don't know if you can see that, is a school there. There are no signs of military facilities around, nor base, nor soldiers. And yet, this building was targeted early this morning. I'm gonna get a little closer. There are debris everywhere, quite a lot of destruction, as you can see. And I'm gonna try to show you people going in. Some of those people are journalists, and others are actually residents of this building. We have seen over the last few hours here people going in to try to recover whatever belongings they can salvage. We spoke to an older a lady who lives on the fourth floor. She was here waiting to see if she could get in. Emergency services were at the site up until a few moments ago, trying to assist residents to get in, but mostly trying to get the wounded out. Dozens of people were wounded. Initial reports say that at least 2 people were killed here in this strike. As you can see, the building is very damaged. People are still leaving with the belongings they can carry, they can salvage. There's another gentleman there leaving his home. We have spoken to a few people who described that they were asleep around 5 a.m. this morning when one man told me when parts of his home started falling on him, and then there was a big fire. He was in shock. He was trying to find his cat. We just saw a cat being removed from here. I don't know if it was his cat, but people were very, very rattled. Of course, they've just woken up to an explosion in their building. I'm gonna move over here. As you can see, quite a lot of press, and one of the residents here also told us they were quite angry at this heavy presence of journalists. They said there were more journalists than firefighters and people trying to help them. I'm just going to try to move a little bit closer to another one of the accesses of the building for you to have an idea of the dimension of the destruction. The security services have now cordoned this area, but we can still get relatively close. Just have a look at the ground here so you have an idea of just how violent this explosion was. That is the hole where the missile hit, and as you can see, then fire broke. Emergency services took quite some time to actually put out that fire, and they've now left the scene. There are a couple of tents set up on the other side, trying to provide people with a minimum amount of response, but it really is an enormous amount of destruction all over us. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to send them over here. There is a sense we're in a northern suburb of Kyiv, and since getting to the Ukrainian capital, it's become very clear how close the war really is to this place. So we keep hearing the roars of explosions not very far from here. The northern part of Kyiv, as well as the east part of Kyiv, are where Russian troops have been advancing. This is very much an ongoing conflict, one that has claimed some 1,300 lives on the Ukrainian side. Troops, I'm talking about troops, of course, not civilians. And it is, these are very difficult days for Ukrainians still here in the capital. Half of the residents of Kyiv have already left, but some, as those who were sleeping here earlier this morning, are faced with an enormous amount of violence. We spoke to a member of the Ukrainian parliament who was here a couple of moments ago, and he said that this amounts to a war crime. This is civilian property, a civilian neighborhood. It should have never been targeted. I'm going to walk over here to give you an idea. People are still wondering what to do. One of the residents told us, you see a group of people there with their belongings. One resident told us that they had no idea where they're going to go. They have no other home around Kyiv. I'm going to turn the camera around to see if I can show you a little bit more of the destruction. So this is a relatively high building in a residential area. There are more buildings over there. On this side is a school, and right over here is a stadium. People are still wondering what happened, why this place would be targeted. Some said that perhaps it's because there is a bread factory nearby, and that Russia might be trying to target that kind of infrastructure. You can see a man there leaving with what he managed to collect. Heartbreaking scenes really here in the northern suburbs of the Ukrainian capital. And I get a question here from Allah saying, how is it that Russia can get away with this? Many of the residents here were saying exactly the same thing, but of course much more worried about what they're going to do in the next few hours, in the next few days. You see a man there leaving with the belongings he managed to recover. Very difficult day for the residents of this neighborhood. Not sure you can hear the explosions in the distance, but this is what Kyiv, or at least the northern part of the city, looks like right now. I'm going to be signing off right now. We are going to move soon to another part of the city. But yeah, keep watching. We are going to have full coverage of this, but also other stories unfolding here in Ukraine. So do keep tuned to Euronews, and I'll see you very soon. Take care.